Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders. We recently completed the entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and today we are starting a new book, Advice to Householders, written by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We believe this will be a gem. In current world, there is so much worldly activity and so much rajas that this book will be very inspiring to all householders, dedicated to the householders of today who are intent upon finding the secrets of a successful marriage and are striving to establish a happy home. In this congenial atmosphere, their children would grow to be the ideal men and women of tomorrow, paving the way for peace and harmony in the world. Don't we all need more peace in this transient world? Publisher's note: householders are the backbone of human society, says Swami Jyotirmayananda in this inspiring book, Advice to Householders. All cultural advancements, all forms of progress that humanity is proud of are rooted in a healthy family life. In our times, technological advancement has made amazing strides. The space that physically separates one person from another is shrinking. We say we live in a global village now. The world has shrunk. Spaceships are even being sent out to explore the distant recesses of the universe and bring them within our reach. And yet, despite the conquest of physical space, human beings are unable to come close to each other in spiritual and psychological communion. There is so much disharmony and dissension in most families. There is insecurity in marital life. Even after living together for many years, a husband may divorce his wife or a wife her husband, and the children must bear the brunt of growing up in a family with disharmony and dissension. This present book contains a series of lectures given by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj to different audiences and communities in Orlando, Florida. Within these 2 days, in 4 sessions, Swami Jyotirmayananda ji covered a great range of topics related to householders. The audience listened to him with rapt attention, and many expressed the view that if a book were to be brought out containing these talks, it would be a great blessing for all those who seek harmony and peace in the family life. This book is thus a result of their wishes. This book gives a profound insight as well as practical guidance for unity between husband and wife, between parents and children, between family and society. The Hindu view of marriage brings a new vision in the meaning of human relationships. Swami Jyotirmayananda says, sense pleasures or bhoga is not the goal of life. When sense pleasure is given its proper place, then it becomes a means to discovering spiritual union between two people, husband and wife. When pleasure is not held as the highest in life, then it becomes easy for a person to practice deeper adjustments for a harmonized family life. Yoga, meaning union with God, is the goal of life. What is true love? How should a child be educated? How should adverse situations be faced? How should yoga be practiced in daily life? How can one live a life of harmony and peace? What are the duties of a householder? How do we promote peace and harmony in the world? For the answers to these and many more vital questions, we will be discussing this book together. You will find a wealth of insight that will bring a profound change in your life, and you will enjoy a new type of happiness beyond your imagination. Undoubtedly, this book will prove to be a fountain source of inspiration for married couples and householders all over the world who are seeking success in their married life. May you attain success, harmony, peace, prosperity, and divine enlightenment. This was the publisher's note from Swami Lalitananda, also known as the mother of the ashram of Yoga Research Foundation, that is currently run by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, and this was in October of 1989. So let's continue with this book. In every human embodiment and through all your relationships, your goal is to accomplish spiritual evolution. That goal is vital to your life and it must be the guiding light of your marriage. Husband and wife must work together in such a way that both develop a relaxed mind, a pure heart, a discerning intellect, and a highly integrated personality. In other words, they must support and help each other and work in union. Messages to newly wed from Swamiji. Swamiji says, "Blessed self in all adorations, having grown in discipline and wisdom during your student days in Brahmacharya Ashram, the first of the four stages of life outlined by Hindu tradition, you have now entered into the sacrament of marriage." So, the Sanatana Dharma tradition talks about the four stages of life. The first 25 years are known as Brahmacharya or student life, where the focus is not on sense pleasures but on building strength and learning under a teacher, a spiritual preceptor, and building wisdom so you can be qualified to get a good job and also maintain a healthy body. From the next stage is known as uh, grihast, and this is grihast means the householders, and that's what this book is about, and that covers the period from 25 to 50 years according to the Hindu Sanatana Dharma philosophy. So that is the stage where you get married, you earn, you contribute to society, you do things, you build a social life, etc. And then the third stage is from 50 to 75, which is known as Vanaprasth. Van means forest, Prasth means to reside, meaning you now start doing a lot of work for society and for your evolution. And the final stage of 75 to 100 is known as sannyasa, means renunciation. That last 25 years you go within and you work for your enlightenment. However, that was the old days where people used to live 100 years and the traditional systems were very much prevalent. These days that is not so much the case, so people have to balance their lives overall, but all four stages do exist in different shapes and forms, and the first stage being brahmacharya or student life. So this is the first stage. Now when a person is getting ready to get married, they are in the grihastha ashram. So in Sanskrit, marriage is called vivaha samskaras. Vivaha comes from the root vah, means vahini, or which means to hold a responsibility. That's the subtle meaning in Sanskrit, to carry through the stream of life. If you develop a deep insight into this special responsibility, your life will become supremely fulfilling and joyous. Marriage, if it's done in harmony and peace, can be a very productive and a very beautiful, loving relationship, and where both the husband and wife evolve and they also bring beautiful children to this world. Karma has joined you together. Out of countless souls, how do two people come together in a marriage relationship that is going to be intense and prolonged, making the greatest impact on their lives of all relationships that they can enter into? As you know, the husband and wife become one, they become very close to each other. It is due to the law of karma. So it's karmic impressions that bring two souls together. In the karmic process, those souls need to assist each other in their spiritual evolution. In the highest sense, they enter into that most profound relationship of marriage to lead each other to self realization. So ultimately, that's the goal, to help each other evolve spiritually, but through um, the marriage sacrament, the marriage ceremony, they build a householder's life and lead a good, pure, ethical life, and bringing forth a good family. So, helping each other evolve, though, is the main goal for both the husband and the wife. They become each other's counterpart. In Sanskrit or Hindi, we call the wife as Ardhangini, meaning half body, half, and also Lord Shiva. You may have seen the pictures or statue where half of it is male and the other half is female. Shiva Shakti, Prakriti Purush, meaning that both are needed, the feminine and the masculine energy to come together to unite. So, alone a person is unable to fulfill the various needs of the soul. Alone you cannot work out the fulfillment of your desires and the sublimation of those ideas and fancies that remain unfulfilled. Alone you cannot work out your spiritual evolution. Therefore, in the divine plan, nature brings people together to assist each other. Through all the countless relationships you have had in countless embodiments, you have been evolving. This is not your only life. You have continued this journey over many lifetimes. So, from the point of view of the soul, you are eternal. Remember the teachings of Lord Krishna. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णा अन्याति संयाति नवानि देहि. Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, this is chapter 2, shloka 22. He says, just as a person gives up old clothes to put on new ones, so the embodied soul, having discarded the worn out bodies, puts on new ones. So it's a very simple thing. Reincarnation is considered a given, and we continue to change bodies, but the soul is ever the same. In every human embodiment and through all your relationships, your goal is to accomplish spiritual evolution. That goal is vital to your life and it must be the guiding light of your marriage. Husband and wife must work together in such a way that both develop a relaxed mind, a pure heart, a discerning intellect, and a highly integrated personality. Most young people begin their amorous relationships with fervent expressions of their sweet sentiments and glorious hopes of their future. But gradually, they allow their relationships to deteriorate into a purposeless interdependence in which the goal of the life has been forgotten. They physically just stay attracted at the body level. You should not follow this course. If you do so, your marriage is a failure. Husband and wife must do all they can to encourage a Godward movement in each other, explore each other's potential, and help them to grow. The husband should never become a tyrant who prohibits his wife from performing a prayer service or a puja because he does not feel like doing so at the moment. Similarly, a wife should not become upset and demanding if her husband wants to go to an ashram for satsang or holy association and she is unable to join him. In other words, don't stop each other's spiritual progress. Rather, you give them freedom. Each soul has to grow in their own way. Husband and wife should never pull each other's legs to keep the other from ascending higher on the spiritual ladder. If that type of attitude develops, the marriage will not be fulfilling. So, with this, we conclude this satsang for today and we will continue the journey in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.